And Bitcoin lost.
So the blockchain cruise, it's almost been a month since it came out, and I really wanted to make this video to tell you guys what it was like to be on a cruise, and more importantly, the learnings from the blockchain cruise as well, because there was a lot of gathering of very different people there and very different opinions. So this video is going to take you throughout the voyage of the blockchain cruise. By 2020, or else you're gonna eat your dick. The blockchain cruise started on the 7th of September in Barcelona, Spain. And prior to this cruise, I really didn't know what to expect. I've never been on a cruise ship before, let alone a blockchain cruise. And right before I started, people were talking about this, how is this even going to work? We got so many different and very strongly opposing views here. We got Bitcoin maximalist, Tone Vays, Jimmy Song, Bitcoin Cash maximalist, Roger Ver, and the whole Bitcoin.com team. Then we got 100 different projects building for the blockchain as well. At the end of the day, when these guys get on the boat, you realize that they're normal people and they're people with different ideas. And to just emphasize the idea of people and movement, when you see the people getting on the boat, the Chinese, the Russians, the Americans, the people from Dubai, Japan, and even Korea, you see that cryptocurrencies itself is truly a global movement. No one nation is overrepresented. Everyone is on equal footing when it comes to the blockchain and when it comes to trust. And that's where you realize that the scope of this is crazy. It is truly the first international movement that we've ever involved ourselves in.
I'm Sergey, I'm from Russia.
Oh, from Russia?
Yeah.
Nice.
I used to be a software developer until January of this year when I quit my job and
Wow, you're full-time crypto now?
Yeah, full-time crypto.
Awesome.
Maybe not the best decision.
When the cruise started, crypto prices tanked, so we all had to find new jobs. Ivan on Tech found a job carrying chairs.
Hey guys, welcome to my new job. Crypto markets are down, so we have to find some other job, so I'm carrying chairs.
Omar found a job entertaining everyone with his amazing piano skills. John McAfee drank all the wine in the bar.
Well, no wonder. Fuck yes. Let's see. I had to get off this.
And having no skills of my own, I decided to clean up the buffet. What do you think of the cruise?
The cruise was awesome, actually. It was my first crypto conference and it was amazing because I met all these cool guys. I met guys like Charlie, could talk to him
For real?
Yeah.
It's been a colorful event, to say the least. We had an amazing debate between Roger Ver and, Jimmy Song. And a half-naked Tone Vays ran into the debate, to finish off the debate and have a talk.
Roger goes first. I have a question for both of you, actually. So I'm not currently a Bitcoin investor or anything. I'm new to this world. And I was considering yesterday, thinking about getting into it. But what I've just seen on stage just looks like a real shouting fest, and it's making me nervous. And I feel.
I agree.
My question is, I came here to find out about the politics and the vision of cryptocurrency. So I'm wondering if you can both tell me why I should believe in it, having seen what I've just seen.
So, okay, of course, this debate was pretty much blasted by the whole cryptocurrency community. And it was the bystander, the innocent bystander looking at the debate and her thinking, you know what, this looks crazy. Why should I care about cryptocurrencies? And this is the phase that we are right now. We're still very early in terms of cryptocurrency development and technology, and we haven't solved any of the core issues yet. Well, there are implementations, for example, Lightning Network to solve the scaling issue. But in terms of absolutely solving it and making this a mainstream technology, we're simply said, not there yet. And in many ways, a lot of people said, oh, this is like the internet in the 1990s. But in fact, it's more like the internet in the 1960s. And this is a great analogy because when the internet was first envisioned as the ARPANET, it was just envisioned for military use. they thought, okay, why don't we use this as a way for the main countries, France, Britain, America, to communicate their defenses? That was kind of the original purpose, but they didn't really envision what it was and grown to be right now. The point I'm trying to make here is that because we're so early, it's very easy to brush aside or be very limited in the scope of our imagination. Imagine back then if people pushing for the internet only cared about military use and said this was the only use for the internet and ignore everything else. Everything else is a scam. Twitter is a scam. Facebook is a scam. All these applications were scams, but that's what we're doing right now if you're being a maximalist in any way. I feel like maximalism is ignoring the technology that's going to be there. And this is why it's important to keep an open mind, because in terms of Bitcoin as an accounting layer and as a term of store of value, it's got enormous uses because right now, for a lot of countries, including China, there is no free flow of value in and out of country. For example, the renminbi, the national currency of China, is extremely monitored and controlled by the government. So at its current use case, Bitcoin has already solved a few major issues, which is this international transfer of value that, well, isn't kind of controlled by the government at all. Bitcoin didn't just bring about an accounting layer and transfer of value. It brought trust onto the blockchain. For the first time, we can trust that a certain bit of data has been written at a certain time, and that data cannot be deleted, and that everyone on the network recognizes that this is the truth and this was there. So this is the part of technology that we're extending. This is like extending the internet beyond just defense use. Can we use it for social? Can we use it for applying to even industry, identifying items if they're counterfeit or not? Or beyond that, carbon credits. These are ideas that hasn't been explored fully yet. And what we need right now is we need to build. We need to prove that these use cases are and justifiably more better than what's currently out there. So this is where we kind of enter the build phase right now. And this is something that I really want to stress, because if we don't enter a build phase and we don't deliver on these promises, then it doesn't really matter, because then people who say it's only useful for one use case, which is accounting, then they're right. And this is my take home from the blockchain cruise. There's more applications at stake and more ways to open our eyes to this global nature of crypto. There are so many different nations of parties represented there. And blockchain is the only way to link them all together and to have one universal language for everyone. And beyond that, we must build on top of this to deliver that value.